during the week, but even you as coach, were you surprised just how well they played that first quarter?
Not sure about surprise. I think that, when you plan the week out and you plan for what you want to bring to the opposition, we did it perfectly, So, once again, the guys got great reward for the buy-in into the game plan and how we're going to beat West Coast. So, I was really proud of them.
When you say, Scott, about doing it perfectly and things that you put up there, what did you think were going to be the key issues to get that start?
Oh, well, obviously, clearance, winning or at least breaking even through the centre bounce, obviously with Nick's, dominance through there. Inside 50s are obviously going to be important, that's stating the obvious, but, to hit the scoreboard and put real pressure on them, that makes a difference at the end of the day. But I thought our pressure at the opposition was outstanding.
What about then holding up when West Coast came back? There was going to be a response, but how do you think your group held up, and what did you have to do to make sure it didn't blow out the other way?
Yeah, well, I mean, footy's a funny game with momentum. It was always going to happen at some stage. It was just a matter of whether we could fight it out. And, there was a couple of little things that wasn't ideal, but at the end of the day, our KPIs weren't quite right. So, and the things that I touched on earlier, so clearance, ground ball, and our attitude to pressure the opposition just slipped a little bit. And when you're playing against a top two side, you're going to get counterpunched. So that was the difference.
How pleasing was it for you that they've been in a sort of week-by-week thing to get into the eight? They get a result of their making on Friday night, that then they turn up and do that rather than, oh, well, it's done, and just, sort of rest back for a while? Yeah,
well, I think the group, obviously the result on Friday night helps us, but, we want to try and finish as high as we can. And not only that, we still want to actually, as a group, we wanted to make sure that we earned the right and not just fall in. So that was a pleasing thing. So the attitude was first class. I mean, going against a top two side, I would have been staggered if they didn't come to play today. So, but yeah, as I said, they bought into the game plan to the nth degree and got the result.
So what's that then say of their attitude of what they want to do in September?
Yeah, well, hopefully it says a lot. Hopefully it says a lot. I mean, particularly the last month, to be able to play the footy that we wanted to play, obviously gives them great confidence to how we want to play, and then going into whatever may be in the finals. So if they keep bringing that energy and that attitude to play, we're going to be tough to beat.
Did you learn something new about your players today?
No, not really. I've got full faith in the players. They're, as I've said before, they're a proud group. We've got great leaders. We've got young players that are playing well. We've got form players in the SANFL pushing for spots weekly again. So, no, it was really a team effort, which is what I liked.
You've got now 5 blokes who are consistently playing in your attack. Is that familiarity showing that result that we've seen now, particularly for the last 2 months?
Yeah, well, I think it's all over the team, Rich. I think, particularly the last 5 or 6 weeks, we've been able to stabilise the team and not have injuries and guys coming in and out. So there's still a young group. Even that back line, to be able to keep them settled, over a period of time is important. Midfield guys, synergy is a big bit in terms of midfield, and to have the forward line functioning as well as what it has been the last few weeks has been great. So obviously consistency of personnel is a big key going into September.
And health as well.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
The week obviously there already, Scott, but to do it the performance like that against the top two sides, can it go up another notch going to the finals?
I hope so, Tom, but who knows? I mean, as I said, the blueprint that we want to play has been there for the last month, and they've got rewards. So we can only worry about the team that we're playing against next week. So we're front up against Geelong next week, and we come with that same attitude and that philosophy of how we want to play.
So how much of that blueprint is yours now? Have you started adding to it, to what Phil had left you?
Oh, look, as I said, Phil and I had very similar philosophies on the game. There's been a couple of little tweaks, but in terms of the main core, is obviously, there's a bit of Phil in there still, so I'm sure he'd be proud tonight, no doubt.
A real positive was Brodie Smith today, back to his All-Australian form. How did you see his game today? Was that back to his very, very best?
Yeah, we thought it. Even last week he got back to his best, and probably even the back half of the week before he started to get going again. So he's had a little bit of an interrupted, season as well. And as I said before, like consistency and being able to play at in one position makes a big difference. So, but I thought he was outstanding, along with the rest of the defensive group back there. I mean, they held up really well.
So the old argument, what is it now, 17 years or 15 years, no one outside the top four? Is this a year where you can do it from outside the top four, even if you rank 7th and have to play a final in Melbourne first week?
Yeah, look, I haven't really thought about it, Roots, to be quite honest. I think it's, the top 4 sides have been top 4 sides for most of the year, so they're obviously going to be, they've been the most consistent sides. So, as we keep saying, you've got to earn the right, and once you get to finals, you just don't know what's going to happen. So, as I said, we'll just keep fronting up week after week and see if we can get the job done.
Scott, there's been some talk, if you hadn't won today and next week was a dead rubber, so to speak, you may have rested some players and given Jay perhaps a farewell game against his old club. Is that out the window now because you have to win?
Yeah, no, even from Friday's night's result, I think even from the playing group, we still wanted to earn the right to get there, even with the results that happened. So, today's performance was great, but, we, as I said, we want to finish as high as we can, and we won't be letting up next week in terms of, resting players.
I guess he still hangs, SAFL's finished though, but he's a guy who provides valuable insurance if you get a final.
Oh, absolutely. Not only him, but Andy Otten's been outstanding down back. Kyle Chaney stood up again last night. Mitch Grigg, Matty Wright, these guys are all in great form. So we've got no hesitation in picking them if we need to go to that, well in the coming weeks. So that's great for our footy club.
The club will pick your very best 22.
Yeah, no, we will, yeah.
What do you do? You said last week, I think, that they would do plenty of match simulation anyway, but do you increase that on the weekend, or do you just sort of, with those guys that aren't playing?
Yeah, no, they'll train with us throughout, and then, the PPT guys will map out a match-type simulation for them so they keep getting up to the level that they need to be in terms of AFL intensity. But, this week's a unique week as well. It's only a 6-day break till we play Geelong, so I'm not sure there'd be a huge amount done this week.
Scott, 8 weeks ago you said it was a $6 million question. You've been given the answer now. What's it told you?
What it's told me is the group is really resilient to how they want to be, not only get, some recognition in the industry and get some form, and it's been a long haul for everyone at the footy club and supporters. To see 53,000 supporters come out today was unbelievable, and they've got to take a lot of credit. They've been behind us the whole time. And no doubt the players feed off that in that first quarter once we get our tails up. So we'll just see what happens, Rooch. Yeah.
What about for you? Does it increase your appetite, your career goals? Does it now make you sit there and say, yep, I can do this job and I want to do it?
Yeah, look, I was confident I could do the job before. I guess under tough circumstances you get an opportunity. So, as I said all along, this is a real team environment. I've got a lot of support and have had a lot of support behind me. So, at the end of the day, the players are the guys that are actually, getting the job done. So, we're a small part of it.
But you still got aspirations to coach the side?
As I said, we'll wait till the end of the year. My sole focus, once again, is to make sure that we finish as high as we can get and actually get something really special out of the season, yeah.
So you're not dismissing it?
I'm not dismissing it, but as I said, we'll wait till the end of the year.
If you start seeing billboards with, yes, we can, but what will you do then?
I'll be a bit embarrassed, I reckon.
It's got a bit off topic, but what do you do with the Matthew Yench situation? How do you deal with that as a club?
Yeah, look, it's obviously a regrettable incident that, we don't, that we're not happy about, and neither is Matthew, but, we'll deal with that internally during the week.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. No injury.